Hello viewers, welcome to CEC lecture. Myself Dr. Preeti. I'm Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Aryabhat College, University of Delhi. We have almost covered in this series of introduction to programming using C++, we have almost covered the basic elements including manipulator, preprocessor, directives, variables, constants and fundamentals of all those simple elements of the program by collection of which we are going to draft a complete program. So now in this lecture our agenda is how this particular or how a particular program is being translated from source code to object code. Now what is source code, what is object code, that also we will be covering, and in detail we will be looking at one program along with its simple run, and that program will be using some variables and some named constants. So with this agenda or with this set platform, let me begin. So if I am talking about a C++ program, so basically let us understand that a C++ program consists of I can say two different sections in a way. One is preprocessor directives, another one is the program itself. So preprocessor directive we have already covered, which in kind of I can say outside the kind of body of the program you can say, and then we have the program body. So basically a combination of the above two elements constitute the source code, and this source code is written in a file which is saved with the extension .cpp, which is .c++, and now we are having a source code. Source code means we are having this file in which the program is written. That program is more specifically known as source code, and it is written according to the syntax of C++ language. Now what will happen next? So let's say we have taken one particular program, and on the particular editor of C++ we are going to write that. So on editor we have written the program, saved the file using .cpp, and now what next? The next is I need to can say run it, but before running, or I can say running the program is actually not a one step task. It is a kind of combination of multiple steps in which a compiler generates the object code which is saved by using the extension .obj. So for example your file says myprogram.cpp, that's the name of the original file. So after your compiler generates the object code, it will be myprogram.obj, that's the object code which compiler generates, and compiler generates, that means this is a kind of code which is generated when your compiler translates your source code. So source code when translated by compiler gives you object code. But now please understand that this object code is not in a situation that we take this object code and start running this. No, object code is not there to be run. If we are talking about a file or a code which is to be run, that means that has to be an executable code. Until this point executable code has not been produced. So as I was saying that running the program is not a task which you can take in one line. So firstly compiler generates the object code, and then this object code is object code is used to produce the executable code. Now what is the difference between object code and executable code? So using object code, executable code is produced and saved in a file with the name, as we are taking example of my program, the name of the my program. So myprogram.cpp for source code, myprogram.obj for object code, and myprogram.exe for the executable code. And this myprogram.exe is the version of your program which you can run. So finally the whole task is taking your cpp.cpp and converting it to .exe. That's the whole process. And if you can see on the screen, this whole process is in the form of kind of, I can say, some steps. So source file is given to preprocessor, and after pre-processing, a pre-processed code is generated. So what is the difference between the source code and the pre-processed code? So please understand, your pre-processed code is along with the I can say processing of your preprocessor directive. Your source file is having some preprocessor directives, so it is firstly given to the preprocessor. This preprocessor module is generating preprocessed code or processed code, I can say. Now this processed code is given to the compiler for translation. So this compiler is going to convert this processed code into the object file, which is .obj. My program.obj will be formed at this particular stage when your compiler is going to translate your processed code into the object file. Now after object file, here comes the I can say work of, or the task of your linker. So linker is going to link all the libraries, for example iostream.h. So iostream.h file will be linked with your program at this particular stage. So first of all, source code, which is given to the preprocessor is going to give us processed code given to compiler to generate the object file, and within this object file these libraries, whatever libraries we have used, the most common example which we have seen till now is iostream. So iostream is the library, and iostream is linked to your object file at this point of time, and after this an executable code which is .exe is generated. So source code, processed code, then object file plus libraries, and then the final executable code .exe is generated, and then it is given to the in memory to be stored or something like that, we can say. So here are the steps of translating a C++ program from source code till .exe or executable code, I can say. Now coming to, if we talk about a C++ program. So C++ program, we can see it as a collection of function, and one mandatory, or not mandatory, but one function which we have seen till now is the main function. And main function, as I have already told you, this is the starting, or this is the point from where your you can say execution starts. So we have used int main, which is the, I can say, heading of the main function. Then body of the function is enclosed between the opening and closing curly brackets. Now what this main function is going to have inside its body. So this main function, or any other function, not only the main function but any other function for that matter, whichever you are going to form, is going to contain two types of statements. One is the declaration statements, another one is executable statement. Declaration statements, as in, I can say, integer a. So a is in type, a is a variable of data type integer. That is what the declaration of a variable is, and that's a different statement from if I am saying cout hello. So cout hello is something which is to be executed, and int a is something which a user has declared. That means it has been kind of informed to the compiler that yes, a is going to be a variable which is of type integer. That means whatever value we are going to store in a will be of type integer. So yes, declaration statements and executable statements, we have two types of statements clearly there. Now coming to kind of some examples of programming at the initial level. So earlier we have, in our previous lectures, we have seen one program which is just printing, which is taking a main function and it is saying see out hello or see out hello world. So that's a kind of a standard hello world program, but within that program we have not used any variables or constants, I can say. So here we are going to start some, I can say, some serious programming. So initially I am going to take one particular example of a program in which the idea is to express the given length to centimeters. So that means one length will be given by the user obviously, and that length is in the form of feet and inches. We are clearly going to inform this to the user by printable statements that enter the length into feet and inches, and then by some calculations we will be converting this feet and inches to centimeters. So that's what the agenda of the program. So basically I can say a task will be to convert the given value and print the length in the centimeter. What input we are going to take, that means what input my user is going to give, which is some I can say number in feet and some number of inches, which is going to be the length in feet and inches, and the output will be equivalent length in centimeters. So whatever feet and inches your user has entered, that kind of corresponding length in centimeters we have to give them. And what information is to be supplied to the program for calculations, that is basically I can say some constants or some formula. So for example I am talking about a program which is using the value of pi. So that value of pi has to be supplied to the program from somewhere, either from the user or from the programmer. So apart from input and output, we have some information which is to be supplied to the program in order to perform that task. So here for example I can say 1 inch is equals to 2.54 centimeter or 1 foot is equals to 12 inches. These are the two pieces of information which I need to supply to the program. So yes, we have determined the task, input, output, and what information is to be supplied to the program. So at a macro level, what are we going to do? We are going to take the input length which is given in feet and inches. We are going to convert this input into inches, total inches I can say. Then that total inches will be converted into centimeters, and then we are going to output that centimeters. This is the macro level idea of the program, I can say. Now when in order to plan the program, so if I am talking about something which you need to program or which you need to code, I can say remember one thing: if you cannot code it, that means you have not thought it properly. If you have given a proper thought, you will be definitely able to code it. If you are not able to code any damn problem, that means it is your it is the, you cannot think it. If you can't code it, you can't think it. That's what the idea is. So now within this task which I have told you, I can say yes, at macro level. Now the next step is what are the variables and what are the constants to be declared. So variables, yes, we need feet, which is the variable for feet value. Then we will be requiring inches. You can always change the variable name, that's not a problem, but please make sure that variable name has to be very meaningful. That means I can put A instead of feet, or I can put B instead of inches, but that's not a I can say meaningful variable name through which a user or another program at a glance or quickly can absorb the intent behind the variable. So, if I am taking int feet, so it is clear that the intent behind this variable is to store some value in which is available in feet. If I am taking inches, then also the intent is very clear. Another variable which will be required is going to be total, which is there to hold the total inches, because in order to convert length into centimeters, we first need to have a total number of inches into it, and then we will be converting this to the centimeters, and then these are in inches. But if I am talking about that 1 inch is equals to 2.54 centimeters, then the value of centimeter may be it's a most probable thing that this value of variable will be of type real, having some decimal value. So, be careful that we are not going to hold the length in centimeter inside an integer variable. Instead, rather than integer variable, it has to be a double variable of type double or float, whatever you can say. So, variables to be declared, we have feet, inches and total, all of type integer, and then we have I have taken one more variable which is cm, or you can take centimeter, that is also fine. That is of type double, because it is going to hold one real value. Now, these are kind of variables which are there, which will be generated at the runtime. Runtime in the sense, I can say, which will be filled at the runtime. Filled in the sense, I can say the value of centimeter is calculated at the program run, or value of feet and inches will be taken from the user at the program run. But apart from that, we also need some constants which are usually I can say we need to put before main, and here comes the idea of using the keyword const, which I have already told you in our earlier lectures. So, what is the idea of or how we are going to write this const, or how we are going to use this const, I can say reserved word. Yes, const is a reserved word. So, we can say const double cm underscore per underscore inch. So, the variable name is cm underscore per underscore inch. Please remember that whatever constant variables we are, whatever constants we are going to use, those are the constants which are not going to change their value throughout the program. And just to differentiate them from normal variables, we are going to use we are going to write them in capital letters. So, that's a convention, I mean that's not a compulsion. So, you can say const double cm per inch. So, cm per inch in I can say capital letters. So, const double cm per inch is equals to 2.54, and const int, that's a type of variable or that's a type of constant which is having some integer value, is inches per foot, again in capital, is equals to 12. So, now please understand that these are the two pieces of information which we need to supply to the program, and if you can recall in the task we have whenever we were trying to formulate this program, we have taken input, output, then what is the task is to be there, and what additional information is to be supplied to the program. So, here comes the additional information to be supplied to the program in the form of some constant which are declared and initialized using the const keyword. And even accidentally, if your program tries to manipulate the value of these cm per inch and inches per foot, which are constant, you are going to get an error. So, that is two pieces of information we have code. Now, coming to, I can say, micro level detailed algorithm, what are we going to do? We are going to ask for the input from user. That means we are going to get the data. and then calculate the length in inches. That means feet will be covered into inches and inches will be added onto that. If need be, we need to print length in inches, and then this inches will be converted into centimeter, obviously by multiplying it by 2.54, and this 2.54 is given in a constant variable, and nobody can within the program no one can change this value of const because this is a constant value, and then that length in centimeters is to be printed. That's what's a very simple program which we need to perform in C++. So if we start the coding, whatever kind of interface you have, just try to take one compiler, then open the editor file, and within this file, now please notice what is the sequence of steps and where the variables and all these constants are being declared. So if you can see, I am having hash include IOStream using namespace standard. I have not covered yet, but yes, soon I will be taking this namespace standard. That why this namespace standard is required. So as of now, you can take it as it is, that hash include IOStream is the inclusion of library IOStream within the program. Then using namespace standard, please remember or please notice that namespace standard is terminated with a semicolon. Then we have constant declaration of two constants which are cm per inch and inches per foot, and please remember or please notice that we have not started our main function yet. That means these constants are to be declared above the main, or I can say outside the main. So const double cm per inch is 2.54, double we have taken because it is as the value indicates, it's a real number value. Then const int inches per foot is equals to 12, which is an of integer type value. And within the main, let us begin with the variable declaration thing. So variable declaration I have written with single line comment. So that means compiler, it's not for the kind of computer, or it's not for the compilers, it's just for the users I can say reference. So variable declaration section is there, in which three variables as discussed earlier, int, inches, total and feet are declared by int feet comma inches comma total, and another variable which is of type double is declared with the name as cm. And what is the significance of all these variables that have already covered? Then the idea is to ask the input from the user. So in order to ask the input from the user, please understand that first you need to give a proper message to the variable that what kind of input the program is expecting. So for example, here my program is expecting the value of feet and integers. So using the statement cout, I have given enter the value of feet and integers, and then we have taken cin feet and inches. So cin feet and inches are taken in with single cin. Now please consider the stream operator between feet and inches as that of between cin and feet. My apologies for the typo here. Then total, so cin double angle double greater than sine feet, then double greater than sine inches, please consider this. Now total is what? So total is whatever the value of feet will be given by user multiplied by the constant variable inches per foot plus whatever the variable of inches is given here. So cin feet and inches, whenever my variable is whenever my program is asking for value of feet and inches, two values will be given by the user, and these two values will be assigned to the variables of feet and inches respectively by the, you can say, variable or operator Cin. And then taking that, we have calculated one variable total, which is inches per foot into number of feet, which is given by the user, plus inches, and this is again printed. So total number of inches is equals to I can say total, and please mark the use of end L here, so which we talked about in previous lectures, in which we considered, in which we covered manipulator. So end L is one thing here, which is a manipulator. Then I am saying now I am having total as a number which is available in inches, and now I want to convert it into cm. So this process is simple. So cm is equals to whatever total is there into 2.54, and this 2.54 is an is a value which is stored inside the constant cm underscore per underscore inch. So cm is equals to that constant into total, and finally we need to output this cm as C out, then double angle bracket, which is the stream operator, the number of centimeters, and the cm value of variable cm will be displayed, and which is followed by end L. One thing which we should not forget here is we have started our main function by using int main. So that means this is int is the data type of the return value of the function main. So main is a function which is going to return a value of type integer to its calling procedure. Now who is the calling procedure for main? It is the operating system. So basically the convention says that if you are using int main, one integer value has to be returned from main to the operating system. So in order to fulfill that condition, we always terminate our program before closing bracket. We always write return 0. That means that 0 is the integer value which is given by main function to the program. Or in order to avoid this, we can alternatively use void main. Void means nothing. So in that situation, we need not to write return 0. But if I am writing integer main, that means the last statement return 0 has to be there, and this is followed by obviously a closing semicolon, which is there to signifies or to show the end of the function main. So function main starts with opening curly bracket and ends with closed curly brackets. Now if I am going to write see a sample run of the program. So sample run, whenever we run this program, depending upon what kind of interface or what compiler you are using, that running the program, command for running the program might differ. So it says enter the value of feet and inches, let's say, and the cursor will stops for the user to take input. For example, user has given 5 and 7. So it will say the total number of inches is 67 and the total number of centimeters is 170.18 according to the given calculation. So if you want to see kind of how actually it looks like when we run it on a interface, so it looks like this. So the above the white line, I have given the screenshot of the program. This is the program which we have just seen, and below this and enter the value of feet and integers, and the cursor is started blinking. User gives the input, value will be given to feet and the inches variable, and the total number of inches will be calculated and printed, and so is the number of centimeters calculated and printed at the last line, and just by pressing a return key you can come back to your original program. This is the screenshot which shows how a program is getting run over here. So this is what it is for the whole lecture. So we have started with how a source code is converted into the executable code, what are the steps into it, and we have seen one program into detail, and that program is using variables and constants both, and we have also seen the sample run of the program. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thank you for a patient hearing.